Hello guys, welcome to Techie Nubs powered by Newton School. I am Abhishek, mentor at Newton School, and I am helping you guys to today go ahead into fun with JavaScript. As you know, I am techie with 3 years of experience, and Newton School is a platform which helps you guys to have a free education until you get placed. Once you get placed with a package of 5 lakhs or more, then you have to pay them, and otherwise it's free. They have launched a product, Launchpad, which is totally free of cost, which aims to educate everyone who is willing to learn. Okay, and so I have brought you a course based on Launchpad, fun with JavaScript, right? So today we'll be starting with our sorry guys. Okay, so today we'll be starting with our first project. And what can be our first project? Of course, a hello world. What you guys think? How can we start something without a hello world? Is it possible? No, of course not, right? So we'll start with a project with, instead of hello world, we'll write a hello Abhishek, right? Or you can write your name, whatever is your name. Okay. Okay, so what is this project about? Let's have a look and then we'll understand a few things. So this is our project. Okay, let's reload it. So you can see like I have an input box. In the input box I have a value by default. You can change this value whatever you want. Then when you click on the button, we'll just see welcome Abhishek, whatever text is here or whatever you write, to the JavaScript team. So I'll write hello Abhishek, welcome to the JavaScript team. Hello Abhishek, welcome to Newton School, and so on. Whatever you want to write. Okay, this is the project all about. So what will we do? We'll do some basics of HTML, basics of CSS, and basics of JavaScript. Okay. So let's understand what are the concepts that we'll be using in this project. Okay. I hope you like this background. This is one of my favorite background. Green yellow. Hope if you don't know the color, it's green yellow. The name is green yellow. Okay, so these are the concepts that we'll be learning throughout this project. One is query selector. Second is addEventListener. Third is innerText. Four is innerHTML, and fifth is JavaScript functions. Okay, so query selector, addEventListener, innerText versus innerHTML. They are a part of DOM. JavaScript function, you know, it's a part of the basic language. Anyway, we'll discuss about it. Okay. Okay, guys. So now let's get started. So to get started, what you guys need to do? Like I love working on Sublime Text. No, sorry, I was earlier working on Sublime Text Editor. Okay, now these days I am working on something different, and this is the code, guys, like that we'll be doing. Okay, but like I made it so that I can show you the how it will look. Okay, so currently we don't need it. We'll make it everything from the scratch. Okay, and this is a project we'll bring Visual Studio Code. This is what we'll be working on. So if you don't have a Visual Code Studio Code, what you can do, just search for it. Visual Studio Code, click on it. Or you can use any editor, but I really like Visual Code Studio. Okay, but you are free to choose whichever editor you like. It's totally your choice, but please don't use Notepad or Notepad++. It's they are like kind of a 2011 thing. Okay. So download for your operating system, very simple download, install, and just start working along with me. Okay, or you can watch the video, then work on it, whichever feels comfortable to you. Okay, so let's get started. Let's open Visual Code Studio. Okay, this will come every time. Okay, get started, cross it. Okay, so now let's go to my projects. I've already made a folder for YouTube, a 3D kind of folder. Okay, let's go to JavaScript, and in the JavaScript, let's suppose I'll make my first project and let's name it hello. That's the name. Okay, nothing to do. This is a folder name. Let's bring it here. Okay, drag and drop. You can bring it here. Cross it. Now let's be back here. Okay, now we'll be working here. Okay. So you know, for any project, we should have at least 3 files: the HTML file, the JavaScript file, and the CSS file. We'll not do it in one. We'll follow the good practices. We'll keep things in a separate file. So let's make the first file index.html. Second file, let's make it style.css. Sorry, the name style.css. And let's make the third file, and the third file will be something called as, let's give it script.js. Give whatever name you like, put a JS at the end. Okay. Okay, these are the 3 files. So you know, like whenever we were working with different files, the first thing we have to do, what we have to link the file together. So, like we have to write the basic HTML. So the shortcut to do it, HTML5. Okay, things are here. We'll not need meta for now. Let's remove the meta. We'll discuss about them sometime later. Okay, give them a title, proper title. This is a Hello Newton School. save it. Okay, so now let's come, the head tag is over, nothing to do in header as of now. Okay, now we'll start writing in body, but before writing we have to link these two things, right? Style and script. How do we link it? Okay, it's very simple. Just use an option link, press tab, it will give you the complete option. In the href you can just write the file name, style.css. And if you have to link JavaScript at the end of the body. You can link it in head, but it's all suggested put JavaScript as below in body as possible. Okay, so how to link JavaScript? Just write script. Okay, in the script we'll write src is equals to, and the JavaScript file name, that is script.js. I think this you guys would have already known, right? How to link these three files, right? If you don't know, it's very simple. Nothing to link like what to say like CSS, link in the head with the help of link tag, and for linking the JavaScript, okay, link JavaScript with the help of script and then src attribute. Okay, the same thing. Make sure they are in the same folder. Okay, like they are in the hello folder, right? Okay, so now what will I do? I have already added an extension. If you guys don't know, then you can add extension here. This extension will make your life much easier. That is called live server. I've already added it. Just install it. So if you ever do live server, the thing is, like when you have written, like you may have worked with HTML and CSS now. So whenever you do a small change, what you have to do? You have to go again and reload the browser, right? With this, you don't have to reload the browser again and again. Open. If I do it, open with live server. That's done. I don't have to reload it. Okay, it's opened in my Safari. I don't want to open it in my Safari. I want to open it in my. Okay, where is my? Okay, I lost it, guys. Okay, let's close my Safari. Let's open Chrome. Okay, finally I found it. Open it. So, you know, this Hello Newton School, we wrote it there, right? Yeah. So now let's get started here. Okay. So we'll make first a basic design the way we saw it, right? Where is the way we saw it? Okay, I think I closed it. No worries. But we saw it, right? Design. So let's make a design like that. So I'll make an empty div. Okay. Let's name the class as, give it a class name, and let's give the class name as like output. Whatever class name you want to give, that's totally your choice. Okay, now let's go to the next step. Okay, let's make a input. So let's put a name. Let's put input. I'm sorry, input. Okay, and type, what will be the type of input? We just need a text type of input. We'll also provide a value to it, and these are basic HTML, guys, right? So value, what will be the value? Let's give it a name like my name. Okay, you guys can give a name, Abhishek. I like to write my name in small letters for some reason. Okay, let's give it capital letters. Hope you don't get offended. Okay, so this is the, like what they say, thing about basic input. Now we'll also put a button. So let's put a button. Oh, sorry, small b. Button type button. Okay, and button. Give it a button name. So what name can you give for the button? Let's think. Click me. This is the best name that we can come up with. You can have a better name if you want, but okay. Okay, or just say hello. Whatever you like. Say hello. Save it. Okay, let's check it out. Sorry. So we have the basic things like name, Abhishek, and say hello. Let's work on basic CSS and let's make the CSS perfect. Let's go to body. In the body, what we can write, let's put a background color. So we can put, what do you say, green yellow, the way we put it there. I love it for some reason. Let's check it out. Yeah, it's there. Okay, now what I want to bring the text things in the center. So text align, center. Hope this is clear to you guys. What does text align center do? In the same row, like whatever is the width, according to the width, it will bring it in center. For example, current by default the width was 100%. Let's suppose I decrease the width to, let's suppose, 50%. Okay, guys, 50%. I have my, you can see the notification low battery, and whenever I have a low battery and I have to charge, nothing can be done. Yeah, so it's 50%. Now let's see text align center. So it will be now, see, the 50% is only this much length, right, till this point. I mean to say, okay, okay, let me open an app so I can help you guys here. And what is that app? Presentify. So now 50% is restricted to displays, right? Earlier it was 100%. So now 50%, so it is in the center of 50%. So text line does not go in the center of the screen. Text line is in the center of the width, like whatever width you have. According to that, it will be in the center. Okay. Okay. So now what will I do? Now do one thing. Let's put a margin. Margin as auto. What will margin auto do, guys? Any comments? Let's put it in the comments. Let me know. I think you may have understood from here, but I want you guys to put it in comments. What does margin auto do? Okay, let's give it a padding of, let's suppose 10 pixels, something like that. Save it. Okay, so we have some decent padding. Do you want to give more padding? Let's give it 20. I think it's enough, right? Okay. I'd also want to increase the font size a little. So font size, let's give it 30 pixels. Save it. Yeah. Now my buttons and input are small, right? So let's work on the button a little. But let's first work on input. Let's make it bigger. So input. So what for the input? What we can give the font size as? Font size. Let's give it like 15 pixels. Save it. Yeah, it's not big. What about the button? I think button is looking already good. There's no need to do anything to the button, right? Yeah, decently well. Now remember, we also have made a div, right? So at later stage we'll be writing some text in the div. Okay. So let's come back at that point, or let's do it for now. Well, I'll just explain you guys at that point. So let's in the div, whatever text we'll write later, let's make the text color as, sorry, there is nothing called text color, just color. Color will be by default text color. So let's make it red. Okay. So when we write something in the div, it will be red. Okay, now is the important part. That is called the script.js, the JavaScript that we'll be writing. Awesome. So see, so first, before writing any here, let's inspect it. Inspect. Okay, let's go to console. Let's empty it. Okay, so if you guys don't know how to bring it, just right click on inspect. Okay, or there is a shortcut Control-Shift-I depending on your thing. So control or command depending on your operating system. Go to console. If you click on this, if something is there, it will get clear. Okay. So now the first thing that I want to do, I want to access this element, that is this button. Okay, and I want to change the text here. Okay, remember you guys, we told that we'll be learning some concept, query selector. So let's start understanding from query selector, and let's see how to use that. Okay. So what will be the use of query selector? Query selector is basically responsible for selecting an element. Once you select an element, and then we can do some operations on the element. We can change the value of the element, color, and a lot of things we can change. Okay. So now let's suppose I choose a thing called this, what is a button. So the name is button right here. So now I'll write a term document. What does document means? Document means the complete HTML body, right? We write document.getElement by ID. You have EMA hard. So what does the document means? That a complete HTML body. So in the document, what I have to search? I'll use query selector. So you'll get an option, query selector. There are two, query selector and query selector. All will deal with both. Okay. So query selector, in the query selector, what do you want? I want a button. So let's write a button. Okay. Let's press on enter. You got the button, right? Button type, button, say. So this is pointing to this button now. How can we confirm it? Of course it's greater, but we can confirm it in more ways. Let's give this a name as B1, means button 1. Okay. So now let's write B1 dot, how to get the text of this element, B1 dot innerText, right? InnerText will give you the element, like see, it gave you hello, say hello, right? If you want to change it, let's right click it. Click it. You can see it changed. That means we are able to access it, right? The button has been accessed. That's awesome. So if you have to access elements, it's very much simple. Like you have to first go to the document. In the document, you have to use query selector and use the tag name button, right? Plain and simple. If I have to access this input, what can I do? Let's do the same thing. Okay, let's write it from the scratch. So let's name it inp input1 as equals to document dot query selector. So let's go to query selector. In the query selector, what do I want? I want input. And it's null. That's because I wrote a wrong spelling of input. Sorry for my typo, guys. I keep on doing it for some or the other reason. Okay, what happened now? Something weird's happened. Okay, finally, it is able to access my input. Okay. Okay, so now if I write what input 1, so what is happening? It's have a control of this complete input. I just want to access the text that is written inside the input. So how can we access it? So see, you can see a default value here, value, right? So if I write input 1 dot value, third option, what will you get? You got Abhishek, right? So depending on the things, now I am able to access over my button. Now I am able to access my like what is it, input. So this way you can access any element, right? Depending on the needs. Okay. Awesome. So now what will we do? Now let's understand one more concept, that is query selector, and see how it is. But so by default, what is query selector doing? It is selecting the element whose name you have written, the tag name. Okay. Now let's enter HTML. This is just for understanding. I'll duplicate this button. Say hello, and so let's name it say hello. Let's name it say hi. Okay. Save it. Let's come back here. So now we have two buttons. Let's clear it. So now let's apply the same. We want to document or query selector button. So which button will be selected now? Both are buttons, right? So always the first button will be selected, that is hello. Okay, you can check it. You can say button type button, say hello, the first one, right? Okay, now what if we want to select the other buttons? How can we access it? See, there is something called query selector all. You can see in the, yeah. So now if I write B1, see what will access. So B1 can give me a kind of node list. Forget that this node, forget that node thing. Just it means it's a list. This list will have, like, if you have 10 buttons, it will show you all the buttons. So currently, it's first showing your button. This is your button 1. This is your button 2. Let's see, if I'm pointing there, it's referring to the button. Okay, this is button 2. Length is 2 means the size of the array is 2. Okay. So if I want to access the first button, what can I do? Can I write like this? B10 is the first button. If I want to access the second button, what I can do? B11. Right, so what is the guys? So you are able to access the first button, you are able to access the second button. So if you have multiple buttons, you have to access it with the help of an array, right? So this is how the things goes. That's really great, guys. Okay, so now we are clear with this basics, like query selectors. Okay, now what is the use of now the third thing will come. Like, see, we are done with query selector, right? What is the use of addEventListener? Let's understand this. addEventListener. Okay, now see, let's suppose I have this, okay, let's take this. Okay, first let's remove this, I made it for just understanding, right? So let's remove this, I don't need this button anymore. Save it. Let's be back here, let's clear it. Okay. Okay. Yeah, one more thing. If you select query selector all, when there is just one element, still you will get an array, but there the length will be 1, right? If you just need to select one, then you can just select, instead of query selector all, you can just select query selector. Then you will just get one element. There's no array and all that. Okay. Yeah. So it's just pointing to that. So now on the B1, let's see how we will add event listener, sorry, tab. Okay, add event listener. So what will event listener do? Event listener will get triggered based on a event that is happening. So now B1 is my button. So what event can a button have? The basic event that you can think of a button, a click. So by default, all button will have a click event. So if I click on this button, then something should happen, right? So what should happen? For that, I can define a function, and this let's give it a function name like display message. Okay, so display message. Okay, so now when I click on it, okay, you got an error. The reason is because currently display message is not defined. We'll define it, but because this is console, no, this is not the thing, so it can access method from anywhere. If you write it here, methods will be defined over, right? But the point is, in how does add event listener work? You take that property B1 which you have selected. Okay, on that add event listener, name the property. What event you are thinking about? You are thinking about the click event. Okay, so since you are thinking about the click event, so as soon as I click on this, something should happen. What should happen? Whatever you have written in the display message. Okay, so first let's define the display message. Display message. Okay, in the display message, okay, let's just do a very simple thing. Console.log. Did you click me? Click me. I just wrote this. Okay, and okay. So this is done. So this is my display message. So this is done. Oh, there's an error. What is the error? I think I missed something, right? Okay, this is a very big error, guys. I forgot to write the keyword functions, right? Yeah. So this happens when you are dealing with multiple language at the same time. So the how to make a function in JavaScript, write the keyword function, then write the name of the function, and inside the function followed by the parenthesis, and then you can write anything, whatever you want. Okay, so correct. So we are here. So now we have defined the function display message, right? So now let's go there. Now let's call the previous thing, add event listener. So now we are calling that this B1 means, what does this B1 mean? Here we have already taken, okay, wait. I think I have to take it again. Okay, let's take the everything again. So instead of query selector, let's take, okay. Oh, okay. This B1 is document dot query selector. Okay, so now this is selecting this particular button, say hello, right? After that, what will happen? After that, let's go to our function. This is a function that is defined. Okay, of course it's returning undefined, no issues. Now we have already written our event listener. So on the button B1 that we have selected, we are applying event listener to it. That means as soon as we click on the button, what will happen? So this display message should happen. So but why are we getting undefined when I click on it? Why? The reason is I have to click on this button, right? When I click on this button, then display message should appear. So let's click on this button. Okay. When I'm clicking on this button, it's getting 2 times because I have defined it above also. So let's do it again. Okay, let's repeat the whole process. Let's reload the page once. Yeah. Let's do it again. Let's select the button first. We have selected the button. So now the next thing, after selecting the button, we have applied event listener. So before event listener, I'll just write the function. Okay. Then I'm writing my event listener. That means when I click on this button, what will happen? My display message should start working. Okay, so when I click on my button, my display message, did you click me? You got it right? This is what I wrote here, right? So these were the few of the concepts. So what are the concepts that were there? It was query selector, add event listener. It's clear. JavaScript function, you know how to use functions now. And innerText versus innerHTML. So let's understand innerText and innerHTML. Now let's suppose I have taken this button. Okay, so now if I write b1 dot innerText, what will happen? I can access the inner text of it, and I can also change it. Like, so let's suppose I change it to hi. So now the things have changed. So, and what is pretty much innerHTML doing? Let's write it. Okay, so pretty much you can see is doing the same things. Whether you write inner text or inner HTML, it's accessing what is written here, and we can change it. So now what's the difference? The difference is inner text, you can just write a text. In inner HTML, I can write in form of a h1 hello h1. Okay, so you can see. So in inner HTML, I can write HTML tags directly. Okay, that's the difference. Nothing else. Rest everything is same. Okay, so these were the few concepts like that we had to cover: query selector, add event listener, inner text versus inner HTML and JavaScript functions. So hope you are clear with all the functions, right? And this is the basic index.html that we made. Like, script is empty, style we have written something. Okay, so now I expect you to make this thing. So what you have to do when you click on it, when you click on this button, what instead of a message here, so message change me like I need to access this element, what is written here, Abhishek. I'll access that and print a message above or below, wherever you want to do it. By the, like, since I've written my div above, right? So you need to access this div, okay, and try to write the message here in this div. Okay, so hi Abhishek, welcome to Newton School. That's all. Whatever name is written there, write your name and write welcome to Newton School. Okay, so I think that much you can do. Give it a try. Okay, so this was a video which was more focused on the concept, so we completed that. Now we'll move to the next video, like after, but I want you to guys to give it a try, then we'll work on the project together. If you are done, then really awesome. Comment in the video, like if you get the solution, do comment the solution. Let me see how many of you get it. Okay, or you can even comment, like do it on GitHub or CodePen or somewhere and attach the link here. Okay, whichever you are comfortable, you can do it. And let me go. Let me see how many of you really get the answer. Right? Awesome, guys. So that's all in this video. We are clear with these concepts. Then we'll come back in the next video and do the actual project. But remember it. Okay. Before going, don't forget to like and subscribe my channel. Okay, so that you can get, and also that bell notification. If you don't do it, you will not get a notification. So it's important for you. Click on the bell notification, so you'll get notification almost all my videos. And don't forget to check out our course on Launchpad, okay, where every course will have a proper assignment and quizzes, which will make your concept much more clear. Okay, bye bye guys.